Leo, before I ask about the match itself on Saturday, news this morning, obviously, of Fergus Slattery's passing. I was just wondering if you could talk about Fergus. I imagine he's someone you cross paths with a lot over the years through Blackrock, etc.
Yeah, yeah, like it's Slats are great now, I have to say. Like I look back, like as a kid growing up, interested in rugby, like one of the things I had was a video cassette at home of whatever it was, 101 great tries, and obviously the 1973 Barbarians against the Lions. Obviously, I was born in 1978 now, so it's a good bit before my time. But like, is in to come across as a guy then you'd meet in Blackrock, and just obviously some of the games he was involved in, Lions tours he was involved in, Irish Nationals, and like he was always just milling around Stradbrook. Did an unbelievable amount of work for Blackrock Rugby Club in terms of fundraising, and like he is in terms of the stellar career he had. First and foremost in the amateur days, but then see all the different work that he did, and listen, my sympathy personally, but everyone here will be thinking of his family at this time. Obviously, my parents would know the family very, very well. So it's I know it's been a bit of a tough time for them as well, but Slats was an absolute legend of a man. So from a playing point of view, but also off the pitch then as well. So very, very sad.
Thanks for that. I presume you would have seen earlier in the week we had a very interesting conversation with Jacques Nienaber. Just to clear up one element of it, obviously, like, are you confident he will be at Leinster next season?
Well, I'm very hopeful anyway, yeah. And listen, Jack is brilliant. Like, listen, I have to say I've really enjoyed working with Jack, and I think we have a great group of coaches here. I think we have a great group of staff as well. So there's so many great people in the buildings here, and it's a very enjoyable place to work. And as in, I wouldn't even call it work, to be honest. It's a very enjoyable place to turn up and coach and prepare a great group of players. So, listen, I think Jacques is brilliant, and we're very lucky to have him in terms of the experience that he has, top end of the game. Listen, it speaks for itself, isn't it? Like double World Cup winner, and listen, all the different things that I would research in terms of bringing Jack here in the first place. And everything checks out. Like he's a brilliant person, brilliant individual to work with, and that is very much the plan for sure.
I'm just wondering, what's the mood been like in camp this week? Because obviously, it's probably tough to get rid of those emotions and the disappointment from Bilbao, but then you've also come off the back of a huge comprehensive win in a URC quarterfinal. So, what's that mesh like? I suppose. What have the vibes been?
Yeah, like I think was it James maybe referenced it at the start of the week, James Ryan. So like we've sort of we've been in this position before where you lose a Champions Cup final and you deal with the disappointment of that. And as I tried to get across afterwards, like it is an emotional period and you're in this grieving period and people are, what's the best? I don't know what the best way to describe it is, but like there can be that bit of volatility in terms of some of the emotional parts, and that's just, and you need to move on to the next game. But it's not, because of the nature of it is like there is another game to look forward to. Like, so obviously you lose a final, you got to turn the page to a quarter final, but it's not like you can bury that because at the end of the day, it's a final. And that's why even I'm trying to get across, like it's an unusual dynamic, isn't it? You play a final and then you play a quarter final, but we have done it before where we lost a final and if we beat Glasgow pretty comprehensively in the RDS and then lost to the Bulls in the semi-final the week after. So, that's definitely been on my mind. Listen, obviously James talked about at the start of the week as well. So it's making sure we are able to kind of control that piece and understand, like what makes a good performance ultimately. So that's what we try to focus on this week. But listen, Stormers are coming to town and, similar to Bulls a few years ago when they came to town and they came away with a big win, the Bulls that day. And we just were stuck in that game and we got ourselves into trouble and we just couldn't get ourselves out of it. So making sure that we don't do that again this year because we need to be able to learn from some of those past experiences. And but as I said, listen, Stormers are a quality team. Even just see some of the signings that they've made from this season into next season, like with the likes of Cleese and Colby going back there, Vilco Lowe from the Bulls, like they're proper world-class players that they're signing. So, and yeah, they have our very own Mick Dawson sitting on the board down there as well. So he will be giving away all the different trade secrets as well. So like they're a proper club, steeped in tradition. So we need to make sure we're very clear as to what the challenge is going to be in this game. So obviously we watched them have a big win again at the weekend against Cardiff, and yeah, listen, we just need to be really sharp in everything that we do this week, and yeah, it'll be a good day for us. But listen, there's no guarantees to any of this, as we know.
Has it been difficult at all to concentrate fully, maybe on what needs to happen this weekend? With obviously, I don't want to call it a media storm, but everything that's come out after Saturday and Monday, just kind of all the talk around Leinster. Has it been difficult for you and for the team to concentrate fully on the task at hand?
No, to be honest, it's probably easier for the team because not many have been dragged into it. No, like, to be honest, it is what it is. Like, as in, after a loss, as I said, like, as in, we want to, as in Jack and I, and the rest of the staff, like, as in, we want to be able to stand up for the team. I think that's important. Because listen, we don't like seeing the team get kicked around. Like, I hope you understand that. So, and that's always going to be the priority. Like, Leinster will be the priority for us, always. So, but yeah, listen, we just need to go back and repair. And like, as in internally, there's no issues going on here. It's just business as usual. Trying to learn from previous games. So, as I said, like, we had a big win at the weekend, and it's just making sure we don't get sort of lured into, okay, you have a big win. You don't get sucked into sort of poor habits, that will cost you in other games, in bigger games. So obviously we've come off a final loss, so it's very much still fresh in our minds. So, but we just need to keep building, keep improving as a group. And I have to say, like, the attitude of the players has been great. Like, we, at this end of the season, when you're playing big game on big game, and this is our 6th knockout game now this weekend, which, it does take its toll on the group. And listen, we've picked up a few niggles and knocks, but on the flip side of that, some guys obviously that would have missed last week are back in the fold for this week. So it's just trying to balance the group, get that bit of freshness in there where we can, make some calls and prepare the group as well as we possibly can. Because, as I said early in the piece, listen, Stormers are a serious outfit, and we need to make sure we're crystal clear on what's going to be required this weekend, and trying to nullify some of the strengths that they do have.
Are there any injuries that we wouldn't have known about that ruled people out with the team that came out?
Well, you would have seen at the start of the week, obviously, there was a couple of guys sort of managing different bangs and knocks, Tig, Furlan being one, Dan Sheen and others. So listen, they're just not fit and available for the game. Obviously, some of those longer term injury guys as well, as there's a pretty extensive list there as well. So, but I think every team will have that at this stage of the season. So, yeah, like, you're always trying to get the balance right. And listen, sometimes guys will play through knocks, and other times you'll just take some of those decisions out of the player's hand and just say, listen, we'll go with someone else this week. So, but they probably the main two. Obviously, Robbie Henshaw, another one, during the week picked up a bit of a niggling trend at the start of the week. So, he originally was going to be in the 23, but that's been a change of plan there. So, and other guys probably got through the week maybe a little bit better than we probably would have thought as well. So it's never an exact science, but listen, the good lads we try to look after them really well, making sure they're well able to fire for the game. So and we think it's going to be a proper physical challenge this week as against a lot of the South African teams. But listen, definitely Stormers are a proper step up now from what we would have faced at the weekend.
Just very, very last question from me. Neil obviously referenced Jacques. I wasn't there myself because it was a writer's thing, but I read that he said, he wasn't sure if he would be in Leinster next year. Were you surprised hearing that, or had the emotions and frustrations kind of been vented internally already before he said it?
I think no, as in, I think what he was referring to, like, is in, there's no guarantees in sport, is there? So, like, I think what he's trying to get across is, listen, when there's a lot of flack on the team from media, sometimes then a club will make changes. So I think that's what he's referring to. But I think in his own mind, yes, he's fully committed to Leinster. So please don't get confused by that. And I would be of the same opinion as well. So I think it's making sure we have clarity as to what is implied there.
just two for me. Just the first one is about a guy who kind of really stepped up for you at the end of last season, Tom Clarkson, and he's kind of been asked to do so again. Just kind of what have you made of him? Like he stepped up when he's needed. Like, but it's going to be another big challenge from at the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like and you saw in the Bulls game in the final last year that you're referencing, I think, in particular. But there's a Glasgow game and Scarlet's game before that. So, yeah, listen, he's been brilliant, TC, and he's getting better all the time. And yeah, listen, obviously followed his progress since he's much younger. And yeah, like it's it's such a challenging position. But listen, he's getting better all the time, and yeah, hopefully it goes well again the weekend.
And then, yeah, like Neil and Susanna have kind of covered it a good bit there. But like, I'm just kind of wondering there's been a few kind of interactions afterwards, with yourself and Jack as well. But like, is it a conscious thing, or is it something where like, you're like, here, listen, I've been waiting to get this off my mind for a while? Like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's we're passionate about the team. I think that's important for everyone to understand. And we're protective. We want to protect them. So we don't like seeing the team get a kicking. So be kind to everybody, be gentle to us. We're trying hard. Trust us. We've got to trust us. We're trying our best here, and we want to keep pushing the team to get to knockout stages. So as I said, like it's our sixth playoff game. We want to try and get to a 7-1 and get to another final quickly, so that's it comes to the territory, doesn't it? So, but listen, everyone is working incredibly hard here still, as in this, we're like the last Irish team standing, as we know, listen, and it's we want to keep putting ourselves in this position. So a ton of work goes on and off the field to get the team to this position in a semi-final, at home in the Aviva. So it'll be obviously we've been in the Aviva as our home for the last couple of seasons now, so we're very appreciative, obviously, to the union and Aviva for allowing that to happen. And obviously, then next season, as you know, we'll be back in the RDS. But listen, it's been different, definitely. But we just need to sort of finish strongly now, come in with a big performance.